Hey guys, Thunderstud here, and we're doing another revisit to Stellar Knights, to Tellar Knights, whatever you want to call them. This time, we're doing a little different playstyle. We're keeping the core of the monsters, but we're doing a different playstyle with how we build around the deck. Now, my first Tellar Knights video, you saw we were using Cosmic Cyclones, we were using Hatred Nades, using Photon Leads to get things done really fast, to get out there really quick, finish duels really fast. That's generally not what XCs are trying to do, so I'm noticing. So we're going for more conservative, a slower, a counter type of playstyle. So they do come with their own counter trap to the Archetype. It's when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, all you gotta do is send one Tellar Knight monster you control, so any Tellar Knight, to the graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card and draw one card. So it's a very strong card, and all you have to really do is send one of your monsters. So generally what that leads you to do is, especially first turn, maybe don't do your Xyz summons immediately. Maybe do a Deneb search. Maybe just bring out Kalhai and pull a monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then just sit and let your opponent go. Then you can negate them, get a +1, then do your Xyz summons in order to end the duels. So other counter traps we're using: Xyz block. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you detach one piece of material, negate the activation, and destroy it. Not bad, considering all our win cons are generally Xyz monsters. And then, of course, when you see counter traps, you see Parshath. So we did make room for 2 Parshath, and we have 3 for 9 counter traps total. Very, very nice. And then, like I said, we're just sticking with the core of Tellar Knights. I'm going 3 Vega, 2 Kalhai, because we have the room for monsters, really. 3 Altair, who will bring out from your graveyard. All you gotta really remember is monsters cannot attack unless they're Tellar Knight. So unless you're using him to make Delteros, you don't want to count on attacking that turn. And we also have Deneb, who can be a search. So that's perfect, guys. You just do a first turn search. Search whatever you need for a follow-up. Set your alpha. Just be ready. Works out way, way better. I like this archetype much, much more. It's more straightforward special summons, searches, graveyard setup. They're all level 4. They have good support. Much better than Gaga Gaga and all that and crazy, crazy stuff. But Xyz are too subtle, guys. They're not huge, huge bosses, but they're that little push that so many other decks that were just missing out on being viable need. It's actually a really big impact on how many decks it touches. But I'd say this is the most competitive Xyz focused archetype around. I'm really wondering though if all this Tellar Knight stuff works for the Constellar Knights. We've had those in the game for a while. They usually revolve around level 5s and 3s, so maybe they don't have their boss support, but I wonder if this other support works for them. Let me know, guys, if you know the monsters I'm talking about, Constellar monsters. But till then, I'm liking Stellar Knights the most from this box. Maybe just aim these. You don't even really need 3 Deneb or 3 Altair, so this is definitely probably the better archetype. But let me know what you guys think of this new box and Xyz summoning. So thanks for watching, guys. Alright, so here we are facing in a Shizu. We're going first. No sleever map for our boy. We've got some counter traps. We have a Vega and a Deneb, so we're just gonna bring them both out. Search with the Deneb. We search for an Altair in case one of our boys is sent to the graveyard to activate our Stellar Nova Alpha. So we don't do our Xyz summon because there's no 2 material Tellar Knight monster. We want Alpha live, guys. So we wait on the Alpha. Our opponent does nothing. We get another Alpha. That means I'm completely waiting. I'm just going to normal summon my Altair, and we're just going to swing. We're fighting Gravekeepers. Tries to do Necro Valley Temple. That doesn't really affect us, so I'm going to let him do it without countering it. Then we hit him for some damage with our Tellar Knights just being regular beat sticks. Pretty crazy. Now he's trying to use Necro Valley. That's 1 Alpha. We throw away Deneb into the graveyard. Top deck another Deneb. How perfect is that? Top deck another Alpha. This duel is all but over without any Xyz summon. But we are going to do an Xyz summon. He tries to do Necro Valley. We let that go through. We use all 3 of our Tellar Knights. We're going to use the Stellar Knight Delteros. He can detach a piece of his 3 material to destroy a face down monster. it was that Gravekeeper who would send us to our hand when we flip and face up. So the Delteros was the only way to a win there. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are facing Yuma and Astral. Don't see him around too much just yet. This boy's going for a rank up though. He's using the Wonder Warrior 39, so he's getting an extra Utopia in his 8 extra deck over there. Sets a monster. We have a handful of monsters ourselves. We're gonna normal summon Vega to special summon Deneb. Deneb's gonna give us a search of another Vega. So I think that's all 3 of our Vegas. So we go into our Xyz summon. Nice little Nova there. Into Zubaba General. Zubaba General is going to make use of all these monsters. We throw our Kalhai, because she's the highest at 1800, bringing our Zubaba up to 3800. Now we're fighting Bushin. So Yamato banishes Fox. He throws away a Sinu. Now Yamato is able to swing and get to an absurdly high 5600 attack, even doing damage to us for 600. Then he brings another search of a Sinu and throws a Fox to the graveyard with Yamato's effect. So now Vega, normal summon once again. That special summons Altair. Altair's going for a Kalhai from the graveyard, throws away a Deneb just because. Now with 3 level 4 Stellar Knights on the field, we are able to Xyz summon into Delteros. Delteros is going to be able to destroy Fujin Yamato and swing for 2500 damage. We do have a Parshath, but it's not live. Now he sets 1 monster, has to pass his turn. This is what happens to Bushins. Now I should have known Bushins usually have pretty bad defense, so normal summoning Vega would have been nice. But I do have a live Parshath to fall back on. With that other counter trap, I can also use the Vega for the alpha. So we swing into a Crane with weak defense though, because they all have pretty weak defense. He tries to use Bushin Fox to discard Sinnoh. I have no idea what that really would have done, because we're just going to counter it. It's not going to work. We hit him for 2500. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here's the Yami Yugi. We're going first. He's using a Weevil Sleeve and a KC Cup 2020 map. Pretty random. We start with all 3 of our Deneb and an Alpha. So this is what I mean by going slow. If this was a Cosmic Cyclone or Hate Nade, we wouldn't have had as good a first turn as we do. But now we have a really good first turn. And look at this. Perfect example once again. Another deck where Cosmic Cyclone and Hate Nade would have done us no good in Light Sworn. But now we have a counter trap. We're able to stop his Soul Recharge. He only has 3 cards left. I'll take that. But one of them's pretty good. He gets to throw away a Monster Reborn, or Monster Reincarnation to bring back a Lila with Illumina. Hits us for a pretty decent chunk at 2700, and also gets to mill a bunch of cards. So not the worst play for him as a follow-up, but we have a follow-up of our own. Vega's got a special summon Deneb. Deneb gives us a search of Altair. Parshath isn't live. We probably shouldn't have said it because of the Lila, but I was hoping it would kind of protect our Zubaba General's damage, because we're going to put some damage on him with, I believe, Altair. We also use our Overlay to hit him for just a bunch of damage, 3100 over that Lumina. Galaxy Cyclone is able to destroy our Zubaba's damage, leaving his Lila free to also kill the Parshath. So not a great play, because now Parshath would have been live. We normal summon our Vega though, and we still have this boy over because Lila was not a good enough defense. Great stuff, guys. Alright, here we are versus Akiza. Going first. It's good to go first with all those counter traps. Like I said, we're trying to go a little slower now. So this is a perfect example. We have 2 live Parshath, a Deneb with an extra card. That way, literally both the Parshaths are live. We search an Altair just in case we lose our Deneb. But look, we're fighting Shiranui. They bring out, that could have been a Squire, it's a Spirit Master. We negated all the same. Hit him with the Parshath. His normal summon sunk. Bring out the Parshath next to the Deneb. That's already lethal. Quick scoops. That's what Parshath's all about, guys. Great stuff. Alright, here's a Joey Wheeler. We're going first. Let's see what that brings for us. He's using Life Point Boost. We don't mind. We have Alpha, Xyz, we have Kalhai, throwing a Deneb to follow up with an Altair if we keep our boy alive. Sets 2 back row. Normal summons a Jasmine, so this is going to be a really long duel. Tries to use Gardening. We need to get rid of that card immediately, so we use the alpha on that card. And our boy has no follow-up, except another normal summon of a Kanaga for 1500 damage. We're not too scared of that. We're going to be able to follow with an Altair. We set another Xyz block, so we have all 3 of our Xyz blocks, so we're going to be able to counter whatever effects he really has. We're going to normal summon our Altair. That's going to give us a special summon of Deneb. Deneb's going to also trigger. That's going to give us a search. He's going to, I think, do a search of his own. No big deal. We get our Xyz summon off. Bring out our Utopia. Now this boy does not read what Utopia does, you'll see in a moment. He throws away his Jasmine to gain some life points. Kanaga returns a card, we're able to just set it right back. Now he's using Humid Winds to minus 1000 in search of Rosemary, no big deal. Summons the Rosemary, uses Blessed Winds, special summons the Jasmine, passes to us. We get a Parshath, Parshath is live. We get Altair. We do not use Altair's effect because our Utopia wouldn't be able to attack if we did. We swing first with Altair. That was a mistake. I should have swung first with the Utopia because we know the Jasmine's going away anyway. He tries to use Rosemary on us. We counter trap Rosemary. She's destroyed. So now had I attacked with Utopia first, I would have continued my attack, hit the Kanaga. Then we could have hit him for 1700 after negating this Majorum. We could have hit him for 1700 again, but I used him to attack first. So that little bit of difference would have made a huge difference here. Here he's trying to use Aroma Gardening. We're going to counter trap that too. So look at all the counter traps we've used, guys. Kind of ridiculous. We've used like at least 5 counter traps, I'd say. Then we go, bring out the Parshath. He's special summoning the Majorums, banishing some of our cards. We're not too worried. Humid Winds has him down to 500 life points now. Searches a Jasmine. Cannot stand Aromage duels. They take forever. Brings out the Jasmine. Swings over our Terror. Now that was a dire mistake because remember, Utopia has no material. With no material, that means anything can swing at him and you destroy him. But he chooses to destroy the Altair, leaving us free to swing. So it's not going to be too good for your boy. Now he flips, our Parshath flips him to defense. Majorum's going to banish more from our graveyard from gaining. But we're not really worried about that. We swing at Jasmine. He stops. We don't get our Pierce for some reason. Pretty weird. Now we go and swing for Utopia. For a nice easy lethal. He uses a search, but that's not going to do anything. Finally end the Aromage duel. They always take so long. But Stellar Knights are almost there, guys. I think just one more version of Stellar Knights and they're going to be really, really strong. Maybe slim down on the Xyz counters, all sorts of different things. But I think Stellar Knights can get there because we could even slim down on monsters and really still have the same combos. Definitely going to keep up with it, guys. I think it's really strong. I think they can be the Xyz pure archetype that breaks through. So we're going to have to see. But till then, thanks for watching, guys.